Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Wars 1 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Panzer lead player of iKranksy, who's gone for multiple Kettengrads. Jawohl. Spawn on the left side as his teammate as the Wehrmacht player of Eddyz. Spawn on the right side as the US player, or no, that's the British players. We have Deepandquite. And as his US ally, we have Johny19292. Triple Kettengrad opener. He may be going for Luftwaffe ground forces then. And get only his Luftwaffe ground forces and... well, he still needs at least one Panzer Grenadier to build structures at least. Triple Kettengrad. He may be just trying to eye for a lot of resources then. Eye for some quick fuel to get out in early 2-2, I'm guessing. Bren carrier advancing forward. We're going to pull out a Panzer Grenadier next. Oh, after this, yep, there you go, Panzer Grenadier there. And probably going to immediately go for the logistics company. Yep, he's going straight for the fuel point. He's trying to grab as much fuel as possible. He's going for in fast 2-2. You have a Schippenwagen now to pull on the field. I'm catching into Scout Car AC, so maybe and Luft. So I was partially correct what he was his plan. Does capture the fuel point, but he's receiving quite a bit of fire. The Kettengrad has been hung out to dry. And he's actually capturing this fuel point as well. He's going for a lot of fuel. Then the engineer's not immediately decapturing this point as well, which is going to be very, very useful for the... what's it called? Panzer lead player. Got the scope rifles and the Bren carrier engaging the Schimwagen. Schimwagen does get bought in. He's trying to back away. And since the Panzer lead player is going for Luftwaffe ground forces, he's able to get camouflage Kettengrads as well. And he has a lot of Kettengrads out for that purpose. It's asking for the HQ to be set up in mid. Or HQ is going to be set up in mid, I should say, because it's right there. He's actually claimed this munitions point there. That is a very forward HQ. And capture the VP, but that's about it. But the VP is going to be very well secured. They're going to need to displace that forward HQ as soon as possible. Bren carrier advancing forward, trying to get some shots there on the Kettengrad. And scope rifles do get deployed out, trying to go for that strategic point now. Fuel point being captured up as well. Do Schimwagen. Schimwagens can provide some good pressure versus the infantry. Kettengrad's still roaming around the... wait. What? Just Kettengrads and his pair of Pioneers. Okay, there's a lot of light vehicles for the Axis players. Would it be a stupid idea to go for an early repair bunker at the current rate? By the way, there's a lot of Schimwagens, a lot of Kettengrads on the field. There's going to be just so many light vehicles, or initial vehicles, really. We have the Bren carrier engaging the Schimwagen. Schimwagen's getting some repairs right there. It does get full health. The Scoper squad does fall back. Bren carrier's going to be backing away. Got Schimwagens in pursuit now. Do have the HQ command truck blowing out something. Let's switch over to Brit. There's him. And right now, he's going for... not sure what he's going for, but do have a mortar emplacement being pulled out, which is very good. MMG carrier upgrade has been researched, but there's 3 Schimwagens. You will need that MMG. Schimwagen here needs to fall back, because the other 2s are quite wounded as well. They all need to fall back. Bren carrier is still... has plenty of health in comparison to Schimwagen. This Schimwagen now receives an engine crit as well. Mortar almost got the wipe there, and that Schimwagen does go down.
Reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Got an early STG squad. We do have the logistics company into 2-2, so we've got 1 2-2. 2 2-2s on the third kill. Kettengrad does receive quite a bit of fire there, and here comes the 2-2, finds the rear armor of the Bren carrier, and does go and retarget towards it, and there goes the Bren carrier. 2 has still plenty of health, but I will get a lot of veterancy towards his Vet 1. I would recommend for him to go for accuracy veterancy with this 4 HQ. Rip him apart. Dismantle the human's limbs and other things that sort. That should be very effective. Just make him bleed since he's so far forward. If he just gets bleed out too much, he won't be able to hold a position all too well, nor progress in tech. Now we have some lift off ground forces there. We do have a casualty clearing station now. -1 Grand Carrier. Shoots fancy forward, does have veteran C1 now and gets the accuracy. Now you can dismantle them. Dismantle the limbs off the body, as well as dismantle the boards that are trying to be built. Lieutenant is down here. The armor car, the 222, has a bit of fire. Lieutenant has full retreat. Maybe a good idea just get the 222 topped off in health. Another armor car is advancing forward. We've got some Bren guns here. The Brit needs to get out a slit trench here. He's going to lose a Bren gun, and he does lose a Bren gun. His teammate can bleed off models that get out more intersections for his teammate. But right now, the Brit needs slit trenches, not a casualty clearing station. Slit trenches will help him lock down the front line and engage these 2-2s a bit more effectively. But right now, the scope rifle squad is getting ripped apart. He does get the casualty clear station built there. There's a lot of casualties on the ground from the pickup. Going forward for another one now. 2 casualties have been claimed. Rifleman squad's now getting ripped apart. Does have a very, very wounded squad there. Scope rifle squad trying to be pursued. Rifleman having trouble maintaining this region. It's good health there. Too far forward, these HQs can be very, very detrimental. It's a power play, but it's also a massive gamble. And it looks like they're largely losing it. But does get a fresh Brent's intersection squad. As for repairs, or telling them to fall back for repairs, one of the 2. Pioneers there. The mortar team needs to be microed a bit more. Order mortar barrage on top of these 2-2s. Does lose one of the Shimbagas, that's fine. Does lose one of the Pioneer models. Sniper does send some shots in there as well. We're backlined slit trench a little bit too far back. Rifle squad, we're seeing quite a bit of autocannon fire. Do have accuracy veterancy on this one. And accuracy veterans on this one as well. How do I play this game well? I honestly have never played Computers 1 online before. I've played a lot of Computers 2, and I'm quite decent at it. But I actually never played a single online game of Computers 1. The squad is getting quite a bit of damage. He's trying to get out, slit trench out, just trying to hold the line from 2-2. His teammate needs to pull out a pack or M1 AT gun as soon as possible. Greyhound wouldn't be half bad either. Even a quad half track, since they are relatively effective as the armored car. But either way, one of those 3 assets. The Brit could also. The Brit doesn't even have the armored command truck. No, he does have the armored command truck. He needs to get out some. He gets out a captain. He may be going straight for a. What's it called? A Stewart. Let's see what the Brit's going for at the moment. Nothing at the moment. He has quite a bit of manpower as well. Does get his slit trenches out, which would be a good hard point. He doesn't need to worry about this one being decaptured since it's locked down.
QM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the artillery.
And we now do have the Royal Artillery being selected for the Brits. Light cap track is blown out by the Panzer Elite. The US player does not appear to have selected Doctrine just yet. His teammate has gone for Royal Artillery, so either armor or any of the US Doctrines can be decent. Kaliningrad captured that point as well. Sending the Kaliningrad's up north to capture some points wouldn't be that bad. We do have a Greyhound now on the field. Not being upgraded of anything at the moment. He has plenty of conditions for it. He definitely needs the armored skirts. Looks like the Panzer Elite player, not Panzer Elite player, Wehrmacht player has not selected Doctrine either. And we know the Panzer Elite player has selected Luftwaffe ground forces. I deal with that garrison now. M8. Pack 38 being deployed out. Should be very effective versus the Greyhound. Now slit trench is being built.
Jawohl, Mynheer.
You got MG bunker down south.
Was wünschen Sie? What do you want?
And trying to go for more and more slit trenches. He does have rifle grenades. Interesting. Rifle grenades are largely miss or miss, but when they hit, they do good work. And you get a whole lot of damage on that 222 with that rifle grenade. Ignore that one. Let's see, how close is he to the casualty cleaning station? Because he needs to be a bit closer to it to perhaps get some healing while in the slit trenches. We have a 25 pounder on the build queue as well. Very good. Let's go to one of those trenches or destroyed it.
Veterancy gained.
Vet 1 support units. So now he has access to Vet 1 pioneers and Vet 1 sniper. 222s making their advance forward. We've got the M118 gun deployed on out. Should be very effective with these 222s. Right now, the Panzer League player may want to eye some mortar half-tracks and get some scenery mortars in this region. There you go. It looks like this slit trench is close enough to the casualty clearing station to get some much-needed healing.
Assault force for us.
Assault forces? Stews wouldn't be half bad, would it? We do have, looks like the airborne troops have been deployed and now, so it's gone for airborne. This is going for Stukas and Stews. That's all it was going to go for. His teammate has, of course, gone for Luftwaffe ground forces. The US player has gone for airborne, and the Brit has gone for Royal Artillery. So it looks like all players' doctrines has been selected.
Where we headed?
Recoilless rifles have been pulled out, which should be effective versus the 222s. And does take out the British medic there.
Hi.
And he has still not gotten armored skirts on that Greyhound. He has plenty of munitions as well. You can't be really cheaping out on armored skirts. You need the extra defense. Pioneers receive a bit of fire. And we do have him try and creep forward for these slit trenches. The amount of forces here and the amount of slit trenches, it may be a good idea for these players to push up their way north. There is only defensive rifleman squad here. That's about it. I think I hear the F-25 pounder barrage raining on in.
Casualties being reported.
Oh, and it looks like the Greyhound does go down. Tried to go for his landmine there. It looks like he was successful, but goes down to the Pack 38.
57 crew, ready for orders.
Another AT gun. Has 2 AT guns.
Airborne's ready to
With
go.
the recoilless rifles as well. That's a good amount of AT.
On point.
We also have a repair bunker by the Wehrmacht player. Not bad. And a number of MG bunkers as well. Incendiary mortar now raining on in. Perfect.
We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas.
Get your ass to cover, you idiot.
Recoilless rifles advancing forward. We do have these armored cars advancing. And now the airborne troops are falling back in time. The engineers fall back as well. They do not get wiped out. Looks got mortar half-track getting good hits as well. Rifleman squad's advancing forward. We've got PS firing over the hedge line. And it looks like he is going to attach the lieutenant to the sapper. So he has some officers lit up, or various forces lit up in the trenches, push forward with some of the squads. Like the attract rolls and misses there. This PS squad does get sniped, and the last model will escape on out of there. Rifleman squad is trying to gauge these forces. We do have the 222s and the Schimwagen. One thing that helps siege down this truck is actually a flak 88 from the Luftwaffe player. But now we've got 3 Flamer Pioneers coming forward trying to clear out these trenches. They do receive a bit of fire there, and Rifleman here to support as well. Looks like officer artillery raining on him. Does get some great suppression there with the officer artillery. Does fall back now. Level 1 production and bars have been researched for the US player. Very nice. Does have a Stu available. Does he have any... No Stus deployed out. He's pretty far from it as well. Has a lack of manpower. Does cancel whatever he's building. As lead player has gone for Fortune Meteors. Looks he's going for the potential strafing support. The HS-129B3. Butterfly bombs are nice. I think the Flak 88 would be a little bit better just to siege down the structures. Though it's supposed to be the 25-pounder. That's maybe actually not a good idea. Camouflage Kittigrad, however, is always a good idea. One of the most powerful abilities that the Panzer League player can get. Camouflage Kittigrads. Having invisible scout like that, oh so nice. Have I ever played Foxhole? I have not. Sorry, I didn't see your Rumble Rants all too well. They're on another screen that don't get merged in with the chat window like with Twitch and YouTube. I have not played Foxhole. I heard about it. Haven't really got into it. There's another bunker. The bunker does go down. Good auto cannon fire onto the sappers. Sappers receiving quite a bit of hits and does drop a Piet there. Flamer Pioneers advance forward, does pick up the Piet there with his lieutenant. The captain may get burned alive into his death. And the rifleman squad advancing forward does of course have access to these bars. You can actually hop, getting that side of the trench is not a good idea in front of Flamer Pioneers. And these officers could be burned alive first, but it does actually fall back for any of them before sustaining or dealing a massive amount of damage. But only lost a couple model each, was not too bad. Got some good healing there for the couch including station. See, how many mortar half tracks? 2 mortar half tracks are very, very good. And he has plenty of munitions for incendiary mortars.
Has fallen to our might.
Veterancy achieved. Looks like the various forces gain veterancy. Paratroopers are trying to... Not sure what they're doing. They're sort of standing by his own VP. Rifle grenades firing on forward. Duke have quite a bit of forces still here. He may get he will get a free intersection now. Now the AT guns receiving quite a bit of fire. The AT gun will go down very shortly to the auto cannon fire. It does go down there now. Yes, rifle grenades are pushing way forward. There's actually, there's 2 squads of Piets. Does get a good hit there onto the sapper. Does the AT gun recruit with the sapper squad. Does get a good hit there. Forces against good hits on the intersection. Does take out the AT gun entirely. There's a lot of incendiary effects here. He needs to make sure to stay out the incendiary effects. At this point in time, for having the Wehrmacht player going for a Nebelwerfer would probably be better than going for Warferman. Because Nebelwerfers will have that prolonged incendiary effect as well. His teammate is just building the flank, securing the flank. His teammate has some AT gun support as well. Warferman pushing the way forward. Multiple AT guns deployed out in the field. He's mostly just being defensive, maintaining the flank. And right now, the US player hasn't really pushed in all too well either. The US player is not controlling his forces. Warferman barrage raining on in. He's missing out on the lieutenant. Getting a bit of hits there as well. Flamer Pioneers advancing forward. One of them needs to fall back sooner rather than later. It does get retreated and does get wiped out there. His force does get suppressed there by the MG bunker. Flamer Pioneer still in the region, gains some good damage in. Forces back to these intersections now. MP40 Volks getting some good work in as well. The MP40 Volks could advance forward. There's some split trenches for these Wehrmacht forces hop inside of. And does get inside of that split trench there with the Pioneer squad. The Volkswagen squad is a little bit too wounded as well. He needs to retreat back those squads sooner rather than later because right now he is very, very wounded. Does the Skull Trench there, does lose the Volksgrenadiers entirely. Does fall back. Let's see. Big line of light vehicles here. If he has two mortar half tracks, one light half track, and the 2 Panthers. Looks like the captain does pick up a force rifle there and does get a split trench. He's advancing forward, got more incendiary mortars raining on in. Does have the Henschel strafing support now available, and they're getting some much needed healing on these infantry squads. But they're just pinned right here. They just need to abandon this region. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Sure, they're holding on to VP, but they're getting let out big time. The Panzer player has a massive float of resources because he's simply engaging very cost effectively. Stu's now deployed on the field.
Enemy fall.
The Wehrmacht player has not a whole lot on the field. Did lose a Pioneer and Volksgrenadier in that previous engagement, but does have a good number of bunkers everywhere, as well as AT guns, 1 repair bunker as well. There's various support forces. The US player currently has 3 riflemen, 1 airborne unit, massive reserve of munitions. He needs to go for the reconnaissance and he needs the bombing run before he gets out supply drops because he is not spending that munitions. And Brit has a good force. He's not really microing his mortar artillery, it looks like. 25 pounders trying to hit these various light vehicles and Panthers. He has a good, decent force, all range force. He does have decent reserve munitions as well. A1 AT guns preventing these 2-2s from staying forward. Now Scope is going to try to capture this point. There is a MG bunker here to suppress them. There is an MG bunker here to suppress them. Oh wait, no, it's not even upgraded yet. That's not an MG bunker, that's just a bunker. A nice concrete bunker, reinforced with steel probably. Let's go ahead and build out some more trenches there. Stu has 1 kill at the moment. Asking for 1 Nebelwerfer. Flamer Pioneers advancing forward. Having a bit of trouble with scope rifles. Finally got some damage there. Does use fully designated marksman of 1 of them. Entry bunker still not built. Or upgraded. Does have a small reserve of munitions. Not a massive reserve of munitions. And now the scope rifle squad does get forced back. Another incendiary mortar there. Multiple incendiary mortars raining on in. And his teammate has deployed out supply drops right there, and going to be picking up the nearby now fresh mortar and 30 cal. Neither of them is going to be effective in this current situation. They need something to reach mortar half tracks, and mortar squad is not that item. And here comes a Warfman. Holy crap! Holy crap! How many kills was that? 25 pounders getting some good hits in as well, so then maybe a second 25 pounder. Yes, 2 25 pounders built. And also the Hensley players going to reposition, put an eye for a massive flank to hit those 25 pounders. Brent squad, 1 Flamer Pioneer does go down. 12 kills and 5 kills. That was some massive barrages. There's also a drop Bren there. Panther charging forward, engage 25 pounders are exposed, no landmines in the flank. 125 pounders down, the Panthers still have plenty of health. Veterans need 3 on this one as well. Barkman will likely have access to satchel charges, or sticky bombs I should say, not satchel charges. Does get the 25 pounder right there with a final long range shot. And let's see, finally got this bunker upgrade with the MG as well. thing is, the Axis players do have less munitions income. They do not have this munitions point, and the Allies have that point plus. Grand guns, PS squads pushing way forward. He does go ahead and button one of the mortar half tracks. Does manage to escape on out there. I hear more Warfmen's getting some great hits there.
Ready for duty.
10 kills, 14 kills. And looks like the Sapper squad is receiving quite a bit of fire. Now Tiga Panzer can be called on in. It is the Tiger Ace crew. Not Tiger Ace. Tiger Ace is actually something different, isn't it? Senior Mortar does rain on in again. Another one does rain on in again. Now, I do have a recon run. I don't think he has any access to any off maps at the moment. He's mostly gone down the other line. Scope Right squad does get pinned. Airborne squad may charge forward. Guards can bypass suppression there with fired up. Airborne troops getting reinforced.
We have lost a unit.
He does lose that Pioneer to a landmine. Here comes a Warfman barrage, getting some great hits. Yeah, they're actually going down the middle of a 7-10 split. They're firing rounds mostly between the trenches, not on the trenches. The trenches also all quite wounded. 3 out of 4 are almost dead. Panther Sergeant 4 does take the HQ command truck there. That will likely break the hold of the Brit's forces. And the Brit has lost quite a bit in resources, hasn't he? Yes, he has no manpower remaining. He does have a good amount of forces on the field. A lot of, probably 3 intersections there from all the dead models. The US player has nothing. He's gone down the wrong line. He needed to bring in bombing runs. He has 1,200 munitions. Another HQ command truck, don't put it in the same spot. It will die like the other one. If you want to maintain it being close to casualty clearing station, put it right here. Sure, it's not on a point where you'll get extra resources, but still. Don't put it in the exact same spot. Ugh. What is the US player even doing? There goes HQ command truck. Yeah, the US player should have gone for the bombing line first. Not only that they had this munitions point, they was also bumped up, so they would receive a lot of munitions if he would have, and he would have a lot of capability going good airstrikes. It looks like the Brit player has backed out of the game. That basically means the end of the game. The trade support has been called on in just to help end the game, I guess, and that's the end of the replay. This is iKranksy saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.